Okay. Hi, everybody. Um, so I am here to talk about something really, really cool that we are doing. Let me turn myself around here. Maybe I can get my face out of the sun so much for you guys. There, that helps a little bit. Okay, so kind of on location today, but I am here to share with you guys about a cool new contest that Storytellers is actually being able to do with partnering with SC TreeHouse and Celtics and Fairy Tales and Author and J. Raleigh Peaks, Other Worlds and Their Stories, as well as Literal, What We Believe. So it's really cool. And I guess it's time to spill the beans. There's supposed to be some other people here to spill the beans with you, but last minute we had to shift the way we were going to do this announcement and kind of move it. So now I'm by myself, but I'm going to let you guys know about it. So what we've got going is we are doing a 1-week film contest and a 2-month novel writing contest. So, or actually, they're challenges, really, is what they are. So, by the way, if anybody has any questions, please use the comment section. I will be reading it to see what your questions are and trying to answer them. But so basically, what we have is I'm going to address the I guess I'll start with the film contest. So what we've got that we're going to do is we're doing a 1-week film challenge. So how this is going to work is it will be the first week of June, and we're going to challenge filmmakers to make a film in a week. Now, obviously, the most important part about this is what is the point of making this film in a week. Sure, it's going to be fun to get your friends together and to make a film in a week, but we wanted there to be a purpose behind why you made the film, and this is the reason why. So we've partnered with Celtics, and they're giving us an exclusive test run of their new premium script writing software, the full package. It's like $200 a month worth of script writing software and everything, everything from budgeting to story development, all that kind of stuff. They're giving us access to it. We're working out a contract with them with Storytellers to where every member of Storytellers would have complete access to this whole bundle year round as being a member of Storytellers. And they're letting us kind of test run what that program would look like. So we wanted to make sure that while we were test running it, that people actually would have a chance to use the equipment. So we thought, well, why don't we just do a contest to let people test it and see if it works and see if it's something that's useful for them. So that's kind of where the whole thing came about. But another thing that we've been working on is we've been signing these deals with Amazon and Netflix and Hulu and streaming platforms like that, distributing platforms, as well as traditional DVD distributors and stuff for Storytellers as well, to be able to distribute creators' content from the Storytellers platform to all these great other platforms. So since we've been working out those contracts too, we wanted to, kind of test the waters with distributing that too. So for this particular film challenge, the challenge is to make a film in a week, and then the top films are going to be screened in theaters at the Way of the Storyteller event, which will be in August. And we'll have a whole lot more information about that coming soon. And then the winners of the challenge will actually be pitched for distribution on Netflix, Hulu, iTunes, Roku, and Amazon, and a bunch of other different platforms like that. So that's what we've got going with the film contest. So what will happen is on June 3rd, which is the official opening date of the challenge, we're going to send out a list of requirements. It will be a message that has to be included in your film, a object and an action that has to be in your film. And then you have 1 week to go from pre-production all the way to finishing post-production and have it submitted by 12:02 a.m. on the 10th of June. What are you barking at? Huh? What are you barking at? I don't think you even know. No, you don't know. Okay. So anyway, sorry. So that's what that'll be. So it's a really neat opportunity for storytellers and filmmakers to get to make a film in a week, which is always fun. Because one thing that we've realized is a lot of filmmakers just need the push and the like reason to make a film. So this gives you a reason to make a film. I thought, well, what better reason to make a film? Guaranteed distribution. So this is your chance to actually get distributed on real platforms. Now, what's really neat is you actually get the money that's made from it. So you get 80% of the profits that's made from the distribution of the film itself. So that's really neat because it allows you to actually really get your film distributed and make the money that you should make off it. So that's what the film challenge is. So that's what we're doing there. Is we're basically challenging people to make a film in a week and to get it distributed. Well, we get it distributed for them, and then they make royalties off of it afterwards. So that's really cool. And that's kind of what we're doing with that. So that's going to be really fun. And then we're also doing a writing contest as well. And the writing contest is really similar to that of the film challenge, except it's for novels. And we thought, well, we'll need to give people a little more chance. Once we started talking to some novel writers, we'll need to give them a little more time. So it's actually 2 months, but it works very much the same way. You write a novel in 2 months, and it will then be submitted at the end of 2 months. And the winners of that actually get published into a book, into the second edition of Other Worlds and Their Stories. So Other Worlds and Their Stories is a short series collection published by J. Riley Peake, and he's going to make a volume 2 of it. So the winners of this challenge actually get put into that second volume of Other Worlds and Their Stories, and they receive a profit cut from sales sold of those books as well. So they have, of course, 2 months starting June 3rd to write their books. So they have from June 3rd until I don't know. When is 2 months? Let me look at that. When is 2 months? From June 3rd. Somebody else is going to know it off the top of their head, and I do not. I have to open. Let's see. June 3rd. So 2 months, August 5th. Yeah. Okay, cool. So August 5th. So they have from June 3rd to August 5th, the writers do, to be able to get their actual book in and submitted. And once it's in and submitted, that will then be judged, and the winners of that will be published in that book. So yeah, so that's our 2 contests that we're opening up. Now, we are accepting actual team registrations today, and there'll actually be a $10 fine for team registration. So there'll be a charge. It'll be $10 for team registrations. But for today and tomorrow, we're actually going to be allowing any teams to register for absolutely free. So that's $0 for anyone who doesn't know what free means. So if you guys can get your teams put together and registered by the end of tomorrow, it's actually free for you to register for both of these. After tomorrow, up until June 3rd, we'll be accepting team registrations, but there'll be a $10 fine or a $10 fee, I guess, for that. But from now until midnight tomorrow, registration is free. Now, you don't have to have your whole team put together to register. You just have to have a contact person. So just as long as there's one person on a team who can register as a contact between now and tomorrow, then your team is registered for free. And then you send in your final registration for like who's going to be on your team at on the 3rd, on June 3rd. So June 3rd is when you send in your final thing. So that is what we're doing. So now I am going to send you all the link to where you guys can get on and look at the festival and everything and see what's going to be going on. So I'm also going to migrate myself real quick. Migration. And now I'm over here. All right. Oh, give me 5 seconds. This was way more organized like yesterday, and then today all of a sudden it was like, oh look, nothing's organized anymore. So anyway, which is also the reason like I'm so laggy, is because everything was kind of just at the last minute ran out. But anyway, so yeah, so we've got a film competition, which is one of the only ones in the world that the prize is actually being distributed. So you make a film and the prize for winning is actually your film gets distributed, which is really cool. And then we've got the same thing for novel writers. You write a novel and the prize is you actually get published and distributed. And we're not actually buying the rights from you for your film or your novel. We're actually distributing it for you and then paying you royalties for any sales that's made off of it. So you make lifetime royalties off of your project from here on out after submitting it. So that's really cool. So that is the thing. So let me get you guys all the link here real quick so that you guys can go check it out. Also, probably should make sure that nobody had any questions. Yes, it's the same thing for the writers, yes. So the writers, filmmakers and writers, it's the same thing. You've got your set deadline in which you have to make your project, but then the winners get published and get distributed, and then those creators get a cut of the profit. So it's 80% goes to creators, 20% is split up amongst marketing and distributor fees and all that kind of good jazz. So the creators get actually one of the largest percentage cuts out of any kind of distributing contract out there. It's actually kind of unheard of. Most places like YouTube or even Facebook, the most that they ever have offered has been 55%, which was kind of like crazy. People said that they were crazy for giving away so much of the money they were made. But in this particular thing, you get 80% of that. And yes, it's the same thing for writers too. It's a $10 fee unless you register today or tomorrow. Today or tomorrow, no fee. It's 100% free for teams who register today or tomorrow. So yeah, so get in, get registered today or tomorrow. There's literally no penalty for if you don't submit anything. So there's no reason why not to register today or tomorrow. If you go in there and register and for whatever reason you can't do it, fine. Who cares? You haven't lost anything. But if you decide to wait and you don't register and then you decide you want to do it later, well, now it's going to cost you $10. So there's really no point in waiting. And the reason that we're doing that is we want the whole thing to be free all the time, regardless. But because of the distributing tracks that we have and all that kind of stuff, we can't actually allow it to be 100% free. So we're trying to make it free for as long as possible for everyone to just kind of cram in real quick and register, but then also be able to satisfy those contracts by charging a fee and all that kind of good jazz. So, so yeah. So link. Also, make sure I don't have another question. I hope it is a lot of fun. Yes. People are joining, but nobody has asked a question. Good. So we're still good. So let me get the link for you real quick. Let me find the link. There's the link. Real quick, grab the link. So does anybody have any questions? Does that make any kind of sense at all? The website itself explains things a lot more. And obviously we will be having a lot more information come out in the next couple of weeks in regards to this as we get closer and closer to the start of it. But it does start officially starts January or June. Yes, not January, June. Officially starts June 3rd. So when June 3rd hits, that is your absolute last chance to register. So actually, technically June 2nd would be your last day to register. So on June 1st, if you're not registered by June 1st, you'll have to wait till next year. Sorry. So yeah, but anybody who registers for the film competition, you get access to the whole Celtics suite for absolutely free to be able to make your project. So yeah, got distracted again. I'm trying to get you guys a link. You guys have to stop getting me to talk and I'll get you this link so that you'll have it. So that you can actually go and look at it and see if you have any questions. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, I just now saw that last question. Yes, it can be Christian. The whole idea behind storytellers is actually to promote good Christian storytelling. So not some of the, low quality, cheesy, down your throat sort of Christian storytelling that we see a lot of times in the industry. But storytellers' ideas promote good, story-driven Christian content. So yes, it can be Christian, although it is not being specifically confined to having to have a Christian message to it. But every story is required to have a certain message to it, which I can't tell you what that message will be because that is kept secret until June 3rd, where it will be revealed and everybody will start the challenge to either write their novel or make their film. But yes, definitely okay with it having Christian content. And now, once again, got distracted, get back to getting you guys a link. Link, 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 link. Link, 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 link. Sorry. Like I said, this was a little more organized at one point in time, but kind of became less organized as other things changed that were not supposed to be changed. But schedule shifted last minute, and I was like, no, 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 no. We have to still do this because this is still awesome. So it wound up that it got announced this way. But anyway, okay, cool. Here we are. The link to yes, there it is. That is the link. Cool. So here we go, guys. I am giving you all the link. Here is the link. And for those of you who, for whatever reason, are watching this but cannot see the comment section, which I don't even know if that's actually possible, but it might be. It may be that you're streaming it somewhere and can't see it. The link itself is, sorry, I cannot type and talk at the same time. But the link itself is storytellers.sctreehouse.com/challenges, and that is challenges with an S. So it's the plural version of challenges. But that will take you to the page. And right now, there isn't a lot of information for the Writers Challenge. There's just a page for you to register, so you can get in and register for free. We will be putting some more actual information with some rules and stuff up for the writing challenge really soon. We do have a rule page, though, for the filmmakers challenge, for the 1 week film challenge. So y'all guys can check out that too and see the different things there. Kind of, there's a Q&A section. There's also a countdown to when the event actually starts, and there's a walkthrough breakdown of some of the rules and the awards and some questions and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm super excited about this. I think this is really neat. But yeah, so that's what it is. We are doing a film challenge, a 1 week film challenge, and a 2-month novel writing challenge. And at the end of 2 months, the novels will be judged, and the ones that win will then be edited and published into J. Riley Peak's second installment of Other Worlds and Their Stories, and the writers will receive royalties off of that. And then the same thing for films. They will have 1 week to go from pre-production to the end of post-production to make their film, and then those will be sent in, and at the end of that, they'll be judged, and the top ones will be screened at the Way of the Storytellers event in theaters in August, and we'll have more information about when that is and where that's at very soon. And then the winners will actually be pitched for distribution on great places like Amazon, Hulu, Roku, and Netflix. So yeah, and then of course creators receive 80% of the profits from those projects. So yeah, so that is what we're doing. I'm super excited about it. Does anybody have any questions I can answer as to how this is going to work, so that I can try to help you guys out with understanding what we're doing, since it is kind of sort of a new kind of challenge, because most of the time you're not getting distributed afterwards. You're just submitting something and you win like a cash prize if you win. So there are a little more like logistics that go behind this kind of thing where the other doesn't. Actually, it was described really well when we were discussing starting it for the first time. Basically, think of this as sitting down with a publisher and buying them lunch. That's what this challenge is, or sitting down with a distributor and buying them lunch. That's what this challenge is it's you to get a chance to actually make something and then put it in the hands of the people who can actually distribute it somewhere, and then actually make the real cash off of that project. So this isn't like a traditional festival where you submit it, you get a cash prize, you get applauded, and you're rushed off the stage. This is legit. You make something, and then if you win, you get distributed and you get royalties off of it. So real publication, real distribution of your project. So I'm really excited about that. Like, I just think that's super cool that we're able to offer something like that. This has been like a really cool opportunity that I thought was something that would happen maybe later down the road, that we weren't going to be able to make the connections and get the contracts and stuff settled to be able to do this as quickly as we've been able to. So I'm like super jazzed that we're able to do it this summer. It's something that we've had planned for a while, but it's something we thought was going to be like next summer, but it's really exciting that it gets to be this summer. So yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to check and make sure that none of you guys are asking questions anywhere that I could give legit answers to instead of babbling on about how neat I think this is. Okay. Let's see. Are there questions? I don't see any. Cool. That means I have explained this really well and soundly the first time. That is a first for me. Cool. I don't know which one I'm more excited about, the actual festival or the fact that when I explained this, people apparently understood it. So, yeah, I see that a couple more people have joined. So I do want to let you guys know what's up. So, SC Treehouse, Fairy Tales of an Author, Literal, Celtics, and Storytellers have all come together to create a really cool film challenge and novel writing challenge for creators. So, here's what's happening. We are launching a 1 week film challenge and a 2 month novel writing challenge. And what happens is with the film challenge, you have 1 week to make a film. It will be June the 3rd till June the 10th. Checking the calendar to make sure I have those days right. Yeah, June 3rd to June 10th will be the film challenge. So you'll have 1 week starting June 3rd, ending June 10th to be able to make a film. And the winner will be pitched for distribution on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, iTunes, Roku, and a bunch of other distributing platforms that we've got some cool connections with. And then the top films will actually be screened in theaters at the Way of the Storyteller event in August, which we'll have soon. And then for the novels, they'll have 2 months. So they'll have from June 3rd until August 5th to write a novel. And then the winners of that will actually be put into J. Riley Peak's Other Worlds and Their Stories Volume 2 collection. And that will be distributed and sold in bookstores and online. And the authors and writers will receive cuts of the profit from that, as well as the filmmakers will also receive 80% of the profits made from the project. The other 20% goes to marketing and paying for fees for the distributors and that kind of good jazz and all that. So yeah, so it's really neat because not only are we able to offer this really cool challenge for you guys able to, but we're also giving you opportunity and opening for distribution, as well as offering one of the largest percentage cuts for actually distributing your film. Most of the time with things like this, it's like 55% is, you know, out of the water. No one's ever heard of offering the creator that much of a percentage of what they make, but you're actually getting 80% of what the project makes in this one. So that's really exciting and really cool that we get to offer that kind of opportunity to creators. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm really excited about it. So I have put a link. So yeah, okay, good question. Somebody asked what the word count would be for the writing one, and I'm also going to answer that for the film too. There is no limit. You can make it as long or as short as you want. Now, do consider the fact that this will be judged harshly because it will be going to publication. This isn't going to be like a normal festival where it's like, oh yeah, that was, you know, good enough to show once kind of deal. Like what is chosen from these things literally goes and is distributed places. So it's got to be good enough to actually make it out in the wild. Not that you're going to not make something good enough to be in the wild, but think about that when you're choosing how long to make your film or make your novel. If you don't think you can correctly tell that story and tell it to the best of your abilities in 2 months, go for a shorter story. Or if you don't think you can make that film to the caliber it needs to be a good film in 1 week, make a different film, make a shorter film. So try to keep that in mind when you're doing this. Make sure that you actually appropriately you make something that is appropriate to the time that you were given that is still good. So don't try to make that big grand film you've always thought about making in just a week, so that, you know, oh, I can get distributed. Or don't try to write that, you know, 600-page novel that you've always wanted to write in just 2 months so that you can get distributed. Don't do that. Write something really good that you can do in the time frame in which you're given. So don't try to overdo with the time that you've got. You've only got a set amount of time. You can't actually, because there are certain elements that have to be in your story that we're keeping secret until June 3rd. You can't actually start writing ahead of time because one of the main things that we are keeping secret until June 3rd is the message. So every story has to have this same message in it. So if your story doesn't have that message, then it's not eligible to win. So you will only have 2 months and will only have 1 week to make your film or write your book. So make sure that you choose a story that you can tell well in the time you're given. So there is no limit as to how short or how long it has to be, but just kind of keep that in mind, that you want to make sure that you tell a really good story in the time that you're given. So don't try to overdo it. I hope that made sense and maybe answer that question. Okay, so for the way that they'll be submitted is actually all the projects will be submitted through the Storytellers system through Outlets, which currently isn't live yet, but will be live. It will actually go live for the first time for everyone to submit their projects in June. So yeah, you'll actually submit them through the cool service that we have created for people to do that, to get distributed, called Outlets. So that'll all be done through the Storyteller system. So yeah, not email or snail mail, but you'll do it through Storytellers. So yeah, so this is also a way for us to be able to test some of the cool stuff we've been creating too for the first time. So yeah. Any more questions I can answer? Funky little sunshine ray, making rainbows all day. Oh yeah. Okie dokie. Neat. Seems like this is making sense to people. That's good. Cool. Everybody's been able to find the link, I'm assuming. Now, just to recap, there will be a $10 fee to register your team for both the novel contest and the 1 week film challenge. But today and tomorrow, we're waiving that fee so you can actually register your team for free today and tomorrow. And like I kind of touched on earlier, the reason that we're doing that is because of the particular contracts that we have with the distributors. We're not allowed to just like hand out free goods. We have to technically charge people for them, but we want it to be as free as possible. So we do have to actually charge a fee for you to submit your project, but we can also offer a discount to make it free for a limited amount of time as the agreements read. So we're able to, for these first 2 days, offer it totally free for you guys to register your team. And you don't have to have your whole team together to register. You just have to have a contact person to register. So that's it. So like any of you guys can go right now and register a team. And even if for some reason later you find out that you can't actually do the challenge, it doesn't matter because you haven't spent anything on it. But if you do get to do the challenge, you didn't have to pay $10 to do it. You got it for free. So there's no reason in not like going right now and registering yourself as a team. And then if you can do it, great. And if you can't, well, that's fine. You didn't lose anything, but at least you didn't wait and then had to pay something later. So yeah, that's how that goes. Cool. I think I got all the questions answered. Oh, Gideon's over here off camera. he found a 4-leaf clover.
It's y'all's lucky day, guys.
So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Okay, cool. So I have 30 minutes left of time before I have to go run off and do other grand things to be able to answer questions and make sure that everyone understands what's going on. So yeah, checking back on the answers because this was last minute and is done remote. I don't have I don't have lovely Heidi to look at my questions for me and make sure I get them answered. So I have to look back and forth to make sure I get them all.
That 2 4-leaf clovers. It's definitely their lucky day.
Crystal, you said I registered today too for the writing. Oh yes. If you register today and tomorrow too for the writing thing, it will be free as well. We don't have a lot of information because a lot of that's still being worked out as to exactly what that'll look like for the writers thing. So right now there's when you go to that link, all you can do is just register for it. There's really no great information about it, but we should have that information up really soon. There's more information for the film challenge because we were able to get more of those details hammered out with some people beforehand. But yes, if you go ahead and register today or tomorrow for either the writing or the film one, it'll be free. And as soon as we have more information for the writers challenge, we'll be sending it everybody's way when they register. So yes, I hope that helped to clear that question up some. Oh yeah, no problem for the questions. I'm the reason this was done live is so I could try to answer questions as people ask them. So yeah, so thank you for asking questions so that I had something to answer. I wasn't having to make up questions and then answer them myself.
That's what they want.
So yeah. Any more questions that I'm missing? I don't see any. So that's good. Okay, cool. Copy. Awesome. Sorry, one of my greatest weaknesses is I cannot talk and type.
Song about for a little bit.
Beep. Boop. Bam. Got it. Cool. Okay. Back to making sure that I don't have questions to answer. Awesome. Cool. Done. Okay. Awesome. So I have like 20 minutes to talk about whatever I want now because people seem to understand what I'm talking about. No, I'm going to hang around and make sure there's no questions and catch everybody up to speed who jumps on here. Yep. Cool. So, I think I touched on this earlier, maybe. I'm going to touch on it again just to be sure. So for anybody who is doing the film challenge, we're working with Celtics on actually, let's step back a little bit. So Storytellers is this new platform. That's one of the people that this whole thing is being done through. It's being done through TreeHouse, Storytellers, Fairy Tales of an Author, Literal, and Celtics. They're all working together to make it happen. But one of the things that Storytellers is it's a platform for creators to be able to be creative and to create new content and have that sort of chance to be able to make stuff and get distributed. So Storytellers actually walks people all the way through the process of creating something, all the way from conception all the way to being distributed. And it's for more than just filmmakers and writers. It's for cartoonists, it's for animators, it's for radio, theater. It's for any way you can tell a story. Creators actually helps walk you through the process all the way from the idea to getting distributed. So one of the things that Storytellers is trying to do is get a contract with Celtics to be able to offer all of its members access to the whole Celtic suite, so the Business Pro suite for free as a member of Storytellers. So this is like $200 a month worth of pre-production software that you would get for free as being a member of Storytellers. So in June, for the film challenge, Celtics is actually letting us preview all the software and offer it to everybody for free, so that you guys can use it when you make your films for this challenge, and then give us your feedback on it. Was it something useful for you? Was it not? Because if it's not, then we want to try to get something better that works for you guys, or work with Celtics to develop something that works better for you guys. So yeah, so that's one of the big cool things about this whole contest or challenge, is not only are you working to get your project distributed, but also you're almost like beta testing a really cool new thing that will be part of the whole Storyteller system really soon. So yeah, I don't know if I covered that earlier, but I'm covering it now just to be safe. Sorry, I'm really excited about this, and it makes it hard to make sure I said everything. So checking for questions one more time, making sure there's no questions floating around. Just in case y'all guys are wondering, I am a world-class opera singer. Not really. No, not at all. Not at all. But I can sing very well in the shower, and I can play the radio like nobody's business. So that is true. If the radio is broken, I cannot play it. There are times where the radio is broken and I cannot play it.
It's like an instrument.
Yes, the radio is like an instrument. If it is broken, I cannot play it. So just keep that in mind for the future. But looks like there's no questions. Yay! Things make sense. So yeah. So go and make sure that by midnight tomorrow that you get yourself registered, because then it's free. And if you wait till after that, we have to charge you $10 to be able to actually legally make this happen because of contracts and whatnot. So yeah, so go get yourself registered for free, because why pay for something when you can have it for free? That just doesn't make any sense. And tell your friends, because you're going to need them, because both of these challenges are team oriented. So with the film challenge, you have to have a team, build a team, and the team has to actually create the project, because obviously filmmaking is not a one-man band. And with the novel, you actually have to write the novel and have it illustrated. You have to have illustrations for it when you submit it. So you'll need a team for that as well. or either you're just going to have to be a crazy one-man band and just really book it and wear yourself out for a week or either 2 months. So yeah, so make sure you tell your friends, be looking for people that can help you out with your project, and be ready for June 3rd when we announce all that stuff, because you won't have long once we announce it. I know 2 months might feel like a really long time to write a book, or 1 week for all you 24-hour film fest people might seem like plenty of time to do it, but just know that it will fly by. So you want to have all your ducks in a row on June 3rd when everything is announced. So just keep that in mind. Feel free to share this video with anybody and the link itself with all your friends. Get them involved. There is a cap on teams that can be free. I don't think we'll reach it, but there can only be 100 free teams. So once we have 100 people register, then we can no longer, we have to instantly start charging people. So if you guys like wait till midnight tomorrow and for some reason a lot of people register between now and then, it may be that you have to pay $10 anyway, because we've hit that $100 or that 100 team limit. So yeah, make sure you just kind of get on that. If it's something you think you want to do, go ahead and register so that it can be free. Yeah, I'm all about you guys getting cool opportunities for free and not having to pay for them. So yes, please do that. Probably really drove that home. Okay. Yes, this video will be posted online later. And since you got here late, I'm going to try to quickly recap with you what's going on. Hopefully you may already have figured it out. But so basically SC Treehouse, Celtics, Fairy Tales and Author, Literal, and J. Riley Peak. Yeah, J. Riley Peak's Other Worlds and Their Stories are all working together to do 2 really cool challenges. One is a novel writing challenge. The other is a film challenge. And basically what it will be is the film challenge is a 1-week challenge. You make a film in a week. And the novel writing challenge is a 2-month challenge. You write a novel in 2 months. They both start June 3rd. And on June 3rd, what we'll do is we'll do a live announcement where we will send out 3 elements that have to be included in the story. One of them is a message, and the plot has to revolve around this message. And then the other one is an object that has to somehow be anything major in the plot, but has to be in there. And the other thing is an action that, just like the object, must be somehow included in the story. It doesn't have to be major, but has to be in there. And the winners of the film challenge, which we'll have from June 3rd until June 10th to make their film, the top ones will actually be shown at the Way of the Storyteller event in theaters, which we'll have more information on that really soon. But then the winners will actually be pitched for distribution on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Roku, iTunes, and a bunch of other distributing/streaming platforms like that. So, and then same thing with the books. The stories will be published in J. Riley Peak's 2nd installment of Other Worlds and Their Stories as a collection, and those will be distributed to bookstores and sold online. And what's really neat is that as a creator, you actually get a percentage of the profit from either the film or the novel, from both of them. So you get 80%, 20% of the profit goes to advertisement and fees for the distributing companies and all that kind of stuff, because they want their cut too. But 80% actually gets to go straight back to the creators themselves, which is really neat. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because it's really cool, because 55% is like the highest percentage that you get from like anything like this. Facebook has their own like video service, and you can get 55% of the ad revenue. YouTube is very similar to that, but like 55% is like, wow, that's crazy. No one offers you that much. But we're able to offer 80% to the creator, which is so cool. I just think that's neat. And if you register either today or tomorrow by midnight, it's totally free. You don't have to pay anything to register to be a part of it.
First 100 teams.
Yes, for the first 100 teams. If we get past 100 teams, then everybody has to pay $10 to register for your team. Yeah, after the 100, because or after midnight Wednesday, because of some of the contracts with the distributors and stuff, we're not able to technically offer this for free. We have to charge a fee to be able to offer this service to you guys. But we are able to offer it at a discounted price for a set amount of time, which we are taking advantage of, and we are offering it to all you guys for free for a set amount of time, which is today until midnight. So yeah, that was just a real quick recap for you, Heidi. So yeah, no more questions. We got 10 more minutes. So I'm going to see if any questions show up. I'm going to send you guys all the link one more time, just for anybody who's come in late. So what I'm going to send you here is the link to the site. And this has some more information regarding the challenges and also where you can register your teams. When you go to register for the writing challenge, you'll notice that there's not a lot of information about it. That's just because a lot of the details haven't been hammered out yet. They should be hammered out fairly soon, within the next week or two. But you can go ahead and register, so you can take advantage of that, being able to register for free. Although a lot more of the details have been hammered out for the film challenge, so you guys can see a lot more about it. But yeah, so there's the link to where you can register for all that. Let me put it over here too. Also, yeah, okay, cool. That worked. Cool. So I hope that you guys have fun with this. And like I said, I'm here for the next 7 minutes to answer any of your questions if you have them. We will also have a Q&A section when you go to that site where you can ask questions and we'll get them answered for you. We're going to be super, super responsive from now until midnight tomorrow to make sure that we get all your questions answered, so as many of you guys can get registered for free as possible. And then after that, we're going to answer your questions as fast as possible, but we really want to make sure that for the next, 48 hours, that we try to reply to you guys as quick as humanly possible. Okay, so so Miss Young, I'm gonna recap you real quick, let you know what's going on.
They can rewatch the video.
I know they can rewatch the video, but they're here right now, so I could answer their questions right now if I recap. Gian's over here telling me how to do my job. Quick cough. So so here's what we've got going. SC TreeHouse is working with storytellers, fairy tales of an author, literal, J. Raleigh Peaks, Other Worlds and Their Stories, as well as Celtics, which is a script writing program, to offer 2 really cool challenges. One is a novel writing challenge, the other is a film writing challenge. And here's the gist of it. You have 2 months to write a novel and 1 week to make a film. And at the end of it, the winners are actually distributed and the creators themselves make 80% of the profits. So really cool. Really neat. You can rewatch the video for some more details. But yeah, that's what's going on. The challenge itself starts June 3rd. On June 3rd, all teams will be sent a message that will include a object, an action, and then a message that has to be included in your story. The message has to be, the plot has to be centered around the message. Then the object and the action just have to be included in the story somewhere. They don't have to be vital to the plot. And for filmmakers, they will have from June 3rd till midnight, June 10th, to completely make their film and get submitted. Writers will have from June 3rd till August 5th to completely write their novel and have it submitted. It also must be illustrated. Only illustrated submissions will be accepted. So it's going to be a team sport. You've got to make sure that you've got some connections and some teams. So for all of you who aren't already part of the Creators Network, I would definitely hop over there, meet some people, talk to some people, because you're going to need those contacts to do this challenge. So yeah, so that's what it is. We're trying to offer a really cool way to help get you guys a chance to be distributed, as well as work with some really cool software and stuff with partnering with Celtics to allow the writers and filmmakers to be able to use their really cool pre-production suite that they have to do it. So yeah, I am sending all you guys the link to Creators so that if you aren't part of it already, you can hop on there and join that, meet some people, and start building some connections, because you're gonna need them to do this. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. Thank you guys all for joining me. I have like 4 minutes left here real quick. I'm going to make sure that there are no more questions that I need answered. So you guys have, well, I have 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes. Throw your questions in if you have any. I will answer them. If not, there is a question form. Go to the link storytellers.sctreehouse.com/challenges. Also, I've put that link in the comment section, so you guys can look there, click it, go to it. There will be a Q&A section there. You can ask your questions. We will get them answered. We're going to be super responsive for the first 48 hours because registration is free for the first 48 hours for the first 100 people who register. After that, there is a $10 fee. So we're trying to keep as responsive as possible during that time to make sure we can get you guys in and part of this challenge for free, because that's super important. We're trying to help build opportunities to get creators distributed, get their stories told, and we're trying to make it as free as possible for you guys. But because of some contract stuff, we technically can't offer a service like this for free, so we do have to charge you for it. But we are able to offer discounts for free for a set amount of time, and that is what we're doing. We're taking full advantage of that, and we are offering you guys registration to this challenge for totally free for the first 100 people for 48 hours. So if you sign up from now until midnight tomorrow, you don't have $10 fee. After that is a $10 fee. So yeah, so get on that, have fun. Can't wait to see what you guys create. And like I said, so click that, check out what we've got going. There'll be tons of more information being uploaded about this as we get closer and closer to the launch on June 3rd. So have fun, be safe, tell some awesome stories. Oh, good for you. Good for you for using the Celtic system. Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody said something. But yes, so have fun, tell some stories, be safe. And Gideon says, wear your seatbelt. So do that too. Bye.